Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 34.5 of my Factorio 2.0 guide. So in the last episode, I mentioned that I had a little future auto clip that mentioned I was gonna have a point 0.5 episode where I kind of clarified a couple of things. Because I had a bunch of mistakes that came out of this episode. They weren't maybe that noticeable, but they certainly happened, and you will get to see that shortly because there were some problems that kind of plagued me, and it's pretty funny and sad at times trying to watch me navigate through my mistakes. But anyways, one of the mistakes that I made was whenever I was setting this up, this blueprint to go back and forth between the 48 and the 72. Um, I fixed something on this lane, but I didn't fix it on the other lanes. So I did not connect any of these, and this became a problem for me. Um, Later on down the road when we start adding these blueprints into the next couple of episodes. But another problem was this one here. So this belt specifically is backwards. It is supposed to be going in this direction. So what that does is these trains are supposed to come over here and wait until they're full, but because the product would come to here and stop, it would never be full, so it would never go. Um, this was a huge problem, and I never actually ended up fixing this. I kept forgetting and went all the way to launching a rocket before I ever decided to fix this. Any of the changes that I make here will, like, the blueprints that you're seeing in the description will be the like final, like I've fixed everything blueprint. Um, because I'm taking those blueprints like as I'm editing the video, so I'm catching a lot of this stuff in editing and then correcting them on the fly. Um, I would still encourage you though, like try to come up with some of this stuff on your own. Like if you want to use the blueprints, you go right ahead and use the blueprints. That's how I learned. I would, kind of mimic what other people were doing, and sometimes I would use their blueprints. Sometimes I wouldn't use their blueprints. Sometimes I would try to just wing it on my own. And you know what? Once you get to the point where you're starting to problem solve and make your own things, oh, it's such a great feeling. Like that's Factorio. So also in this blueprint, this was our kind of like parameterized blueprint. And funny enough, we had all of this stuff set up. I had all of these things, and one of the things that I did not set up was the train station name of all things. This is supposed to be Wood Requester Chest. This is another problem. This is probably one of the bigger problems that I had. Not the biggest. We will cover that shortly. But this was a huge problem for me. And so, yeah, I did end up fixing this one. I think I might have had to... I don't remember. I haven't edited to that point yet. But let's just say it was a problem. So I would just kind of like to touch base on this real quick because I did have some parts where I misspoke about like some of the stuff in the combinators and the parameterized blueprints and stuff like that. So just to kind of quickly clarify, we set all these to wood because that's what is like the first item that comes up here, right? Start with wood, then coal, then stone, then iron or copper ore. It just makes lining things up easier so that when you go to parameterize them, it's easy to know like which one is the order, and you start, say, at the top and work your way down. That's why this one down here is coal, and this one up here is wood, because this is the top. Anyways, you get the idea. And then we connected all these together so that, and then using this combinator, turn the sum of all of these containers into a negative. So that takes what we're requesting in, which is 400 stacks. I know there were times where I said the stacks, like, was weird about the math. I was tired. I apologize. You will hear me tired in a lot of these videos. Like at the end of episode 27, I just kind of was like losing track of what I was doing, and then the video went on way too long, and I was super tired. Anyways, enough of that. So this is taking the quantities here, turning them into a negative, and subtracting what we have from what we want to get the train capacity. And the train capacity is this quantity here, which is 160 stacks. I know multiple times I said the stack or the stack size. I meant like the train capacity, and it just came out wrong. It is what it is. So one of the biggest mistakes that I had was actually in the bus supplies blueprint. So we were supposed to go through and set each of the train limits and set train limit and read train count. So I did do that for most of them. Let's say half of them. But I missed this one here for some reason. And I also missed the coal. I missed the stone. Oops, not that one. I missed the stone here, and I missed the stone brick here. It is quite entertaining watching me try to fumble through why my trains weren't working right, and this ended up being one of the reasons why. One more thing, this isn't major, and it's actually extremely minor, and it's so minor that I didn't even notice until I started editing because it just didn't affect anything at all, but we could have connected all of these together via pipe. So if I were to take that one away, you can see that only these four are lighting up, and only these four are lighting up, but you connect them all in the middle, and they just evenly fill up better. Like they more evenly fill up, and they more evenly, uh, you know, exit. And a lot of that has to do with the pumps acting as a valve, which I believe I mentioned in episode, I don't know, Advanced Oil 24, something like that. Anyways, so you could connect these. Same with the liquid provider. Whoops. Liquid provider, same situation. You could connect these together. It's not that important. Yeah, so that's basically it. So I did want to take the time, like, this is, future auto editing, the, 50 videos that I've already recorded. I wanted to take the time to say thank you. Like, I've been reading the comments, I've been responding as much as I can. You guys have been fantastic. Like, you guys have been subscribing, you've been watching, some of you have been following through the whole thing, keeping track. I can tell that some of you are just skimming through it, and that's fine. Like, I'm largely doing this because I wanted to help brand new players, and maybe if you're an old, you've been playing, you're learning something, that's great too. Like, I have been enjoying teaching people through these videos, and it's been a great experience. And like I said, I just wanted to say thank you. I've also, I don't know if you can tell with this video, I've been really, really working on my audio. I know there's been a lot of audio issues, and honestly, audio has been probably the hardest part about making these videos so far. A lot of this, like, the guide aspects and explaining details and stuff, a lot of that just kind of comes naturally to me. But I don't know, setting up audio, that's that's not something that comes natural to anyone ever. Anyways. I've been working on the audio, so I promise that the future episode. Well, okay, so not the episodes coming up. You're gonna have to suffer through whatever audio issues I have for the next like 14 or 15 episodes. Um, but anything that I make in the future, I promise the audio will be better. I think I've gotten it narrowed down. The key clicks. I have a really loud keyboard. My key clicks are a lot less prominent. Uh, Mouse clicks you can't hear at all anymore. My chair, which I still have and is still, sounds like I'm on an inflatable chair. Anyways, enough of that. I just wanted to say thank you, and um, that's it for me. I will see you in the next episode, episode 35 in the past, kind of. Yeah, so I will see you in the next episode. That's it for me, and thanks for watching.